any which are really better than the others. I think they're different depending on the objectives of the organisation and also the life stage of the organisation. So we know that different fundraising methodologies have different success ratios, or you could call that return on investment. And I think it's really a question of looking at what you need in your organisation at the time. For example, if you're a young charity, you'd probably be making a lot of trust and foundation applications. The return on investment in those when you start out is going to be maybe 4 to 1, might increase to 8 to 1. They're quick wins. One of their benefits is you get the money in your bank account in 3-4 months. So, you know, when you're starting up and if you need quick wins, look at trust and foundations. I think then that's sort of one of the staples, if you like, of fundraising. Individual fundraising has many tiers. It could be community fundraising, which if you're looking at sort of, I suppose, ad hoc donors, then that income source isn't that reliable, but you might be having an organisational objective which says, let's get more supporters on our database, let's get more individual donors on our database, people who've done runs and walks and treks. And you can use that later on. Having those individuals on your database to go back to means later on you can start to run a DDM programme, a direct donor marketing programme. And that's the type of fundraising that takes quite a while to establish. It takes 18 months or 2 years even to break even, to get to 0.0, to break even on your return on investment. Thereafter though, that ratio just kind of goes up and up and up, and it will go up to something like 8 to 1, 12 to 1. And it's one of those long-term ones. After sort of 4 or 5 years when that program's established, you start to reap the benefits big time, not only because you're getting more back for your money, and you're keeping people with you. If you support your donors, you should be keeping them for life. So you're looking for the lifetime return on investment, which means that you can eventually start asking those people to leave something in their will for you. So you move to legacies. So that's sort of long-term thinking within an organisational strategy. So you've kind of got to look at the different ones in different guises. You've got a quick win there, and then you've got one which takes time to build, but actually is a really long-term, firm, stable banker. Differently again with individuals. With major donor fundraising, you're asking for higher level gifts. It's a whole different 7-step approach to dealing with donors. It's very much based on relationship building, but you do get gifts in when you start working through that 7-step process. But if you think about it in the end, what you do is you have some people who have given a gift, major donors come back and make a second, a repeat gift. Those gifts are always higher every time, and usually the time length between them gets shorter every time they make another gift. So you've got a whole sort of pot of major donors who come back, make a bigger gift, make a bigger gift, make a bigger gift in quicker and quicker time frames, plus you're researching other potential major donors and bringing those into the mix. So you've got an expanding donor base for your major donors, and that's a ratio that goes up too. Again, it'll take 2 years or so to sort of have an established programme, but once you've got to that sort of 2-year stage, you can start really, I suppose, forecasting against that income. You can really start planning against what you know, because you've got solids. You know that those major donors who are doing repeat gifts will give more money each time, and then you've got new people coming into the pot. So it's a real easy one for sort of, okay, we've got income in. Quite often, for the first few gifts, major donors will say, I want this to go towards X project or Y service. So it's restricted income. But when they get to know you more, they'll just say, you use it, just tell me what you do with it. Because that relationship has built over years and they get to trust you. So again, a whole different type of fundraising. Another benefit of that one is what happens is you start asking those people to leave you something they will. So it's another long-term stability, sustainability fundraiser. As well as that, things like community fundraising, a low return on investment, it's sort of between 2 to 1 to 4 to 1. So a lot of people say, why bother? It's resource heavy, takes a lot of staff time. Volunteers are people, sometimes they need handling and managing well, you need good management skills with them. So a lot of people find it a sort of troublesome type of fundraising. I disagree. I think people who give that irreplaceable gift of time are gold dust actually, and I love volunteers in the charity sector. But equally, that type of fundraising does a lot more. It mobilises the community, it raises awareness of your services, it generates new people for your supporter base, it introduces volunteers, donors, fundraisers to your charity. So it has a whole different set of objectives. It's not always about fundraising. Sometimes you've got awareness raising objectives, campaigning objectives. So the idea, there isn't really any best type of fundraising. It depends on your objectives at the time, and really having a mix, having a spread of different types of fundraising, so you're never over-reliant on one income stream, really makes you sound and stable financially.